All right. It's Real Estate Radio, and we're getting to know. We had the first time we have a large audience for Get to Know. This is really kind of cool, and we'll kind of do the table set, which is different from my Get to Know, because typically we just dive right in. But I'll say hello to Joni Osborne up there in the top left-hand corner of our Brady Bunch thing going on here. Mr. Steve Passanelli, the video expert. Can't wait to get the critique after this is done. And then Miss Stacy, who is the only one that's not on video. Stacy, you want to say hi? Right on. Okay, so you guys came in kind of blind. Thank you for joining me. And we go back in time like 20 years when Realtor.com rolled into the world and we all started learning about real estate. I knew nothing, and I still to this day try to learn something new about our business all the time. But I found that with these videos, I start with fun. And not that real estate isn't fun. We can go through the pains, the ups and downs, the ebb and flow, but I start with the light side of life. And my background is radio, so we start with music. So the preference check, a little Donnie and Marie, a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. I'm pretty sure I know the answer for everyone that's on this, but maybe I don't. So we'll start with you, Miss Joni. Are you a little bit country? Are you a little bit rock and roll? I think I know the answer.
I'm a little more rock and roll than country.
Yeah? More country? Have you listened to more country over the last 5 to 10 years?
No, I'm more rock and roll.
Right. Well, nothing negative against country. Right.
Nothing, not that there's anything wrong with that. No, I mean, I like me some country, but I prefer a little rock.
Yeah. So Johnny Cash is not on the top of your list to listen to, right?
No, I saw the movie.
Okay. Yeah. You're a little bit of a wanderer, though. That makes sense. Stevie, I won't use your nickname from back in the day, but we'll just start with Stevie Passanelli. What is your a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll?
Yeah. Neither really.
That's the point. The genre can be anything. The point is a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll, or what?
Or more. My tastes are weird and eclectic. Really folky or rap. So folk music or rap. I don't. Yeah.
So like James Taylor kind of folk.
No, like Leaf Volbeck or Gregory Alan Isakov,
okay. Yeah,
and then all the way to like the old school rap classics. And I actually listen to some of the new stuff too. Depends on if I'm working out or if I'm hanging out.
So, but with both of your little people, are they kind of driving some of the stuff you listen to as well? And what about, we'll join Stacy in a second, but I think
they're not really into music. Besides my daughter, Sophia, she listens to show tunes, and I
Oh, really? Dun, 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 dun. Well, no, for me, the rap, yeah, so Sugar Hill Gang back in the day, Grandmaster Flash, early, 80s rap. And then Juice WRLD just died. And that was Maggie's guy. I mean, she was a wreck. I actually did a video, didn't post it on LinkedIn, but she was just destroyed about this guy. Yeah. The fact is, that's just sad in general. But the rap, that's funny, because I now I'm going to have to call you out. Next time we do this, now you'll never join us again. Steve's got to do a rap for us.
I can't rap, but yeah.
All right, Stacy, tell us. A little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Okay, no country.
Good talk, Russ.
So definitely rock and roll, definitely rap, definitely anything but country.
So wait, so you're hearing her better than me, so you're gonna be the Stacy translator, Joni?
I could totally hear what she said.
Okay, tell me.
I speak Stacy. Anything but country.
Anything but country.
Little rock, little rap. I missed one other there, but then definitely no country in Stacy's world.
All right, we're starting anti-country call, so the outro will definitely be some Willie Nelson. Okay, so the middle part is talking about our histories together, and we all started with Realtor.com. The big old bus pulled into town, and I'll let you guys share more than me because I knew nothing about real estate. I came in very blind, and to this day, I'm still very confused about what folks are doing. But
you still know nothing about real estate?
Well, what we all know is the sad part, not the sad part, the frustrating part, adoption and usage and getting folks to engage and stuff that they got excited about at a conference or an event you came to an office and presented, because we've all done that. And when Realtor.com came in, it was new. It was one of two for me, either that internet, whatever, or yeah, give me my site right now. And I just collectively just start chatting about it. Joni, when you go into offices back in the day, did you feel more like a salesperson or more like a conduit, if that makes sense? Meaning bringing them into this new technology or selling something?
I didn't feel like I was selling them something. I felt like I was offering them something. So I don't know if I was really a conduit because I'm still not a very technologically savvy person. But for sure I saw where things were going. And so, but it's like, even in my life now, like I just offer people a thing and do more of a one-on-one. I never felt like I was like convincing someone to.
Mm-hmm. We didn't feel like we were Weinberg. Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, because we do remember our buddy Steve Weinberg. Steve Weinberg was like the agent saw him coming and hide your credit cards. He was really good.
Yeah. It was more for me, like at a Christmas party, they would say, oh, you already have my credit card, right? I just need these featured homes or whatever. And then I would go home and
I got it right here in my file, ready to go on Amazon. But think about that too from a security standpoint, guys. That was really weird. We had stacks and stacks of order forms with credit cards on them. And then some of us weren't good about getting them into the system, so they sit on the desk for weeks.
I just threw away, I had a filing cabinet with thousands of order forms that I kept in a filing cabinet from 2000, and I literally just threw them away a couple months ago.
Well, then folks that don't know,
you shredded them first.
I'm sure you did.
I don't think it matters anymore.
Well,
20 years later, yeah.
For Steve, for the folks that don't know, Steve wasn't the Realtor.com guy. Steve came in from the top producer side of things, from the data management side, and then how it happened, who knows, but Realtor.com bought the selling rights or something, and then top producer kind of came in, and Realtor.com was together with top producer, and there was a lot of great reps. You, Richard McDonald, our buddy Tom Andruzzi, can name all these top producer guys. Of course, Matt Woolley, we'll tag him, make sure you can see this. But no, it's like, I guess my point is not a lot has changed. And Steve, you're the only one, of course, Stacy immersed in it with a brokerage, but Steve as a vendor, still doing that vendor stuff. Do you feel like I'm right on that comment? That really hasn't changed too much in the sense of training, adoption, and usage on specifically not the shiny object stuff, and not that BombBomb is a shiny object, but more of like the CRM. Let's just focus on the CRM. So thinking about an agent today buying a company-wide CRM compared to an agent back in the day when you were selling the top producer system. Do you think that's changed drastically, or you still think there's that friction with CRMs?
I do think it changed, because what you were selling back in 2000 or 2002 or 2005 was you need a CRM. Now, today, if you look at the CRM players that are out there, and CRMs are a dime a dozen, there's a billion of them to choose from. Everyone knows everyone's going to choose a CRM, but now they're choosing it based off of functionality and features. But in terms of education and training and actually getting use out of it, the plight would be the same, in my opinion. Even though people know they need it, and everyone has one today, I think very few real estate agents don't have a CRM of record, whatever that may be, but it just getting them to use it would be the same story to your point. But
well, and the average age has stayed in that mid 50s as well. So well, my kind of point back in 2000, I was like, well, the internet's just coming in right now, so we're all a little crazy, and it's fair. But in 2010, 2015, they can't use that excuse anymore. But since they're independent contractors, there's only so much we as vendors, or as well the broker, can do to herd those cats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there's three main changes in real estate in the past 20 years in terms of technology. You had, like, if we're just going to go to 2000, sorry, if we're just going to go back to 2000, there was, why do I need technology? And then in the 2010, 2012 range, it was like, okay, I know I need technology. Look at all of these choices, and the pendulum is swung, and now people have all of these choices. Mm-hmm. And then now it's, and how do I learn, and how do I adopt all of these things? And now that technology is firmly planted itself in the real estate industry, the third phase is how to make technology easier to use, where you don't need training and education. Mm-hmm. It's all the training education is built into the software. It's built into the product. You don't need large seminars like we used to do back in 2005 and get people into, user groups as much, because it's supposed to be, simplicity is supposed to be built into the product.
Right. Okay. So changing gears just a little bit and back to the fun side of life, because you know what, we can beat ourselves up with the real estate talk. Steve's determined to make everyone be human again with video. And I love what BombBomb's doing. Joni, you're trying to make people feel good about themselves, which you've done all your life. So I think that's awesome. Erin's doing well, and you're just doing great, you know?
Yeah.
So the bucket list is typically how I wrap the get to know. And it's very interesting for me when you think you know someone and you try to find out, gosh, I'm on their bucket list. I have a few things that I've added since I started doing these because I didn't have a lot. But I feel like if you did your bucket list at 30 years old, my guess is now it's drastically different, but some of them are the same. But for both of you guys, and Stacey, if you can hear, what do you guys have on that bucket list? Is there something that you really, you know, we're at a stage in life where we don't have limited time, but we better start making some decisions on things that, whether there's something material, whether there's something, an experience, where there's a place to go to. We'll start with Joni.
Well, I don't think that I even had a bucket list when I was 30. I mean,
I don't even know if I knew the term bucket list at 30, right? Yeah, I get you.
I don't even know if it had been coined at that point. It was a long time ago. I don't know. I think that my life is entirely different from when I was 30. I mean, at the time I had just had my daughter. I was still married. I was in school. There's Stacy. You know, kind of back in school. I hadn't even, I mean, Realtor.com wasn't even, it was like 10 years later. So, so my life was very different, but my bucket list now is much more well-formed. So it includes a lot of travel. It includes some investment. It includes a direction with what I do for my job. It includes a book. It includes, you know, the list goes on and on. I have a whiteboard.
But that one thing, no matter what, these lists go on and on, but you're not going to get to all of them. What is that one thing you're determined to make sure happens?
I would say my mission is to empower individuals to reach their highest potential. And so that's the one thing that has to happen. Whether I do it via speaking, whether I do it via a book, whether, you know, I'm doing retreats now and have an idea for a resort. So all of these ideas are really just so that the empowerment of individuals can happen. So that's my goal.
Because you know what that is, young lady? That's a PIP. That's a positive impact person. And I'm telling you, I should trademark that darn thing because I love it. I really want to find more PIPs in my life. I've been having fun with my videos. I know, Steve, you've been paying attention to these. But to me, positive impact people, get rid of the nips, get rid of the negative impact people, stop following them, stop paying attention to them, stop listening to some of the noise, and find that positivity. And Joni, again, that's not a shock.
I think we have a lot of noise in our lives. We have people who limit themselves, and so they try to limit us. And so we can care about those people, but I think that we really have to shut out the negative noise, because otherwise we'll repeat it to ourselves and we'll just never actually achieve our highest potential. So
right on. Again, not shocking from you, young lady. All right, Mr. Passanelli, that bucket list, I think you actually, if I remember correctly, well, I'm not going to try to remember correctly because it'll probably be wrong, but I think, no, I'm not going to even try to guess. Go ahead. Let's talk about your bucket list, Steve. I know you can't wait. You can't wait. It's almost like when you're listing line, you're like, can't wait to be last. I got everyone else is going, oh, now I got to go? Okay. John, my bucket list. Oh, okay, let's hear it.
I have some similar ones to Joni. I got a bunch of them, but if I just had to pick one, and this one's, a lot of people probably hear it and be like, what? But it's to own a business with a small business with my wife. I want to own a local small business. Like we have been talking about it for 5 years. Like I want to own it with her, and I want us to build something in our local area that's awesome. And so that's my ultimate bucket list after we dominate the world video space.
Well, that video would obviously help with your small business.
Yeah.
No, Steve, that's actually really cool. That is actually a really cool get to know. I mean, it's heartwarming. Makes me feel good. No, because that's really nice. I've actually heard that from one of their responses. Actually, Julie Vanderblue, the agent up here in Connecticut, my favorite broker in Connecticut anyway, she said that I want to build a business, a family business. That's my goal, is to get the kids kind of involved and her husband involved. And who knows if that'll come to fruition. But the fact is, I don't think that's a bad goal to have. So good for you. I'm sure you're excited.
Like my grand vision is a mom and pop. I don't even want it to be that big. I want to retire and then retire, and then build a mom and pop shop.
But a mom and pop, anything specific, or still thinking?
Yeah, if a few different ideas, a lot of it around health and nutrition.
Well, there's kind of a connection too. Joni and Steve get together and talk about that. Yeah. Stacy, I'm so sorry. You know what? No matter what, we got to do this again. So you guys have to commit to at least one more so we can see Stacy. I feel like she's been left out. It's like when you have the Brady Bunch and Peter couldn't show up and he says the picture's missing. But no, it's no, seriously, it's been a long time, guys. So lack of anything else, I just appreciate you guys getting on. We can say hi. This and Zoom is a great way to do it. So if we get seriously, think about that. If we really have a full display of all those RDC folks and top producer folks from the year 2000 to get on.
What are they doing now?
yeah, exactly. So we got to know a little bit. We'll get to know some more down the road. I really do appreciate it, guys. And if we can do this again, we'll be more than happy to host. And Steve, don't forget to critique these best you can. So maybe you don't know how we end Real Estate Radio, but we always end with good day.
Good day.
Good day. Joni, good day. Stacy, good day. All right. Well, that was fun.